Hello guys, nagbabalik na naman tayo sa mga video at ngayon ay gusto nyo ba ng hotdog? Hindi, wala na joke sa side. Magre-react tayo sa paano ginagawa ang hotdog. I'm not joking. Siguro tapos na sa jawbreaker. So let's get into the hotdog, shall we?
Hot dogs are an all-American fare, but
American lang. Sigurado ka ba American lang? Like, really, bruh?
most likely it was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In
German makers? What?
fact, there are reports of German immigrants selling them from push carts in New York's Bowery as far back as the 1860s. A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street.
Yep.
Traditional hot dogs are made from a mix of pork, beef, and chicken.
Oh.
The cuts they start with
Kaya pala parang hindi mo alam kung ano. Oh, yan. Lasang hotdog yan. Kaya pala, beef? Wait, beef ba baka yun? Baka, baboy at manok. Pretty good.
are called trimmings, pieces of meat left over from cutting steaks or pork chops.
Leftover? Wait. Ulitin mo kasi sinabi mo leftover. Ibig sabihin, tira-tira lang yung hotdog. Pero nililinis mo siguro, no? Pero wow.
They start with are called trimmings, pieces of meat left over from cutting steaks or pork chops.
Yep, leftover. Pero wala naman akong problema doon eh. Kumakain naman ako ng ano eh. Ng laman, ng atay. Tawag doon? Yung wait lang. May tatanong lang ako, okay? Wait lang. Hindi siya makita. Pero basta yun. Wow. Malapit ng tinidor na yun Hinigil ako.
The trimmings are ground the same way butchers chop up hamburger meat.
Wait. Masyado atang mahina para sa inyo eh. Sagad na yun
Pushing the cuts through grated metal plates.
Ano yan? Bituka ng manok? Ay, hindi pala yan. Spaghetti walang tomato sauce.
Processed chicken trimmings are added to the ground meat, followed by food starch, salt.
Ito yung paano nagagawa ang hotdog.
Hotdog?
Dito ka. Nagre-reacting ako eh.
And other flavorings. These flavorings vary depending on where the hot dogs are to be sold, because people in different regions have different tastes.
May flavoring.
Water is sprayed into the mix, and everything is blended together in a big vat.
Copyrighted?
Hindi. Tingin mo na, pag nakita mo yan, dyan galing yung hotdog, kakainin mo pa ba? Ang sabi nila sa cartoon, hotdog, galing daw yun sa pusit na may sobrang lalim yung galing sa Mariana Trench. Mga isdang
Hindi
anglerfish.
siguro yan. Tapos, in-stop nila yung machine na yan. Tapos, kinuha nila. Tapos, inano nila. Tapos, niluto.
Baka.
Or sadyang hilaw lang talaga.
Makikita natin.
Baka plastic. No. May tubig.
Corn syrup adds a dash of sweetness.
Sweetness. Asukal.
Oh.
Ooh, yan. Medyo okay na yan.
Ba't nasa dagat?
Yan, nasa
The
dagat.
addition of even more water helps to disperse the ingredients and make the hot dogs juicier.
Juicy.
Another machine then purees the meat batter into a fine emulsion and vacuums out any
Parang ako yan pag kumain ng masama. Sorry sa mga kumakain.
air.
Edit mo na lang, ano.
Yan.
Diba? Sabi sa'yo, pa-plastic nila eh.
Long rolls of cellulose tubing are loaded into the stuffing
Parang
machine.
parang ganito, di ba? Lalagyan. Tapos parang may gaganon sila. Tapos ipapasok nila yung yung laman. Lalagyan nila na lalagyan nila ng laman.
It pumps the meat puree into these casings, twisting it every 5 1/4 inches, the length of one hot
Oh,
dog.
diba? Lupit.
It takes just 35 seconds to make a chain of hot dogs that would span a soccer field twice.
What? Ang bilis naman.
Ganun sila eh. Parang patay.
Kaya,
Then, 3 of those hot dog chains are linked together to make an even longer string, and they're loaded several at a time into another machine which drapes the hot dogs onto moving racks. The process is carefully timed so that a twist always lands on the bar.
parang naubusan.
The racks shunt the hot dogs through a liquid smoke shower, then into an oven with several cooking zones.
Ano yun?
Racks
Mustard?
shunt
Ano yan?
Yan yung sabaw nila.
Hindi, baka, di ba yung pagkabalot, may dumi. May dumi.
Pinapaliguan.
Ayun yung dumi. Kaya lang, hindi ka ata nakikita eh.
Yee.
May dumi.
Pasok ka konti.
the hot dogs through a liquid smoke shower, then into an oven with several cooking zones. The liquid smoke seeps through the casing and adds flavor to the dogs as they bake.
Flavor yun.
Flavor yun? Bro, ba dyan kulay orange?
Ano pa?
Hot out of the oven, these franks are drenched in cold, salty water to chill them in preparation for packaging.
Flavor niya apple.
Pili ko hindi yan, hindi ganyan lahat. Hindi lahat ng hotdog ganyan.
Sa factory pala.
The hot dogs then file down to an unloading zone.
Ay, para B-factory. Ito.
Here, a machine pulls them off the bars onto a conveyor. Then, the hot dogs slide off the conveyor into metal containers. If you've been wondering about those black stripes on the casings, all is about to be revealed. The stripe is a marker attached to the casing. The absence of a black stripe means the hot dog is cooked and ready for packaging. Inside the peeler machine, a tiny knife slits each casing along the top. Then, steamy air blows the casings right off the dogs.
What?
This machine peels 700 hot dogs a minute.
Pero to yun.
Taga-tanggal ng balat. Yo, look at that, Jim. Wala na.
An inspector makes sure the casing has been completely removed and that there are no defects in the dogs. Then, it's into a device that looks like a plastic bicycle chain. The sprockets position the hot dogs for packaging. This factory manufactures an incredible 300,000 hot dogs an hour. That's close to 2.5 million per shift. They really do churn them out like sausages. Fire up the grill and a mouth-watering meal is just minutes away.
Yep. John Morel. Wow, what a life-changing reaction. Nagugutom na ako. Ikaw din na. Ikaw din.
Ha?
Ikaw din nagugutom ka na.
Nagugulan ba ako?
Nagugutom.
Yun naman nata.
Well, yun lang guys. Para sa mga nalilito dyan, kung hindi kayo marunong, kung hindi kayo marunong gumawa ng hotdog, kailangan nyo lang ay isang malupit na machinery, madaming tao,
At
at
mag-subscribe!
kailangan nyo gumawa ng business. Anyway guys, yun lang para sa video na to.
Palaki mo.
Sige na nga, bakit?
Basta.
Click nyo kahit anong video dito sa dalawang to. Eto. Or, etong nasa baba ko. Bahala na kayo dyan kung anong pipiliin nyo.
Subscribe!
Subscribe!